Hello and a very warm welcome to the Grassroots Weekender show. Dear me, you can tell I'm simply not well. I'm trying my very best to get over whatever this bug is. I've had a chest infection and it's moved on to a sore throat, to a cold, but I've got to be up and running. Lucky enough, I'm in the studio on my own, so I'm not passing it around, and when I go out to the football, I'm in the fresh air and I sort of keep people back away from me. So fingers crossed I can get over this. And yesterday didn't help. It was a bit nerve-wracking watching the kids playing football. You see my podcast, and it was a great game between St George's Cobras and DXTL under sevens lines. Brilliant. And do you know what? I'm made up for one thing, because the two teams, under eights, under sevens, and the under eights play in different leagues and what have you, right the way through the 2 years, and you can check with your county FAs if you want to do this as well, we're unblemished. There's not one incident recorded from a referee for Club DXTL in 2 years of playing football, because on the kits we have respect. All the parents have codes of conduct from the club themselves. And when we put messages in the groups, we also add on to the parents, keep forewarning them about the respect shown towards the referees. Stand back and do not shout or query a referee within the game. Now, you can check with your county FA on Club DXTL on the two teams, and you can see it's unblemished. There's not a report gone in, there's not any animosity from the referees to the parents, to the referees. The kids get on with the game, and if there was, you'd hear about it. And I go back at the start of last year, our very first year with the club, when we removed two parents for, this is in a friendly, not in a game, for having a go at the coaches. That's the way we stand. We have a really powerful stance towards verbal abuse, aggressive behaviour, towards committee members, towards the opposition, and especially towards referees. Thankfully, this was not to the referees. So, unblemished, touch wood, we've still got a few games to go, but the parents are all aware of what we stand for, what we do. What we try and put into the kids as well is make sure that they, in their heads, know that they should not argue with a referee. If they disagree with the decision, we'll have a little go at them, and we'll tell that referee, obviously, talk to them, put it straight. And we haven't even had a sin bin. There's no need for sin bins for our kids, because none of them have been arguing with the referee in Club DXTL FC. Remember the name and check it all out. If you have a query, go to your local county FA and ask if there's any disagreements gone in between referees and our club. And I'm the secretary, and I'll tell you now, pointless, because there isn't. And that's the way we tried to run Club DXTL right the way through. We're a club that really has limited funding. The parents pay for it, and if we could get massive sponsorship to pay towards all the parents and the kids, and that's what we do. Obviously, you have to charge these subs, and it's only a minimum of £20 a month, but we have training fees on top of that as well, and anything that's left over we'll go to a little presentation, and maybe will you have your affiliation, have your league fees, you have your deposits, all that comes out of it. So you basically break even. We're not a money making club, never will be, and we want to try and keep the cost down as much as we can. And if we have a windfall, that'll all go back to the parents and give them free subs, because there's only 14 parents basically in a team. We have 7, double it up then if you want to, and that's 28 parents, and that's what we have each week on two teams. So where does any animosity come from? Our under-8s have had loads of it from the sidelines, because the team is powerful, the team is very good indeed. And I think we should put a message up there yesterday about jealousy and hatred in grassroots football. Now, I've come along it, and I know, and I've talked and I've listened, And believe me, over 40 odd years in grassroots football, it really hasn't changed. Teams do not like good teams. They'll always make an excuse about parents being bad, this being bad, that being bad, but they will never praise a team. I love to see teams playing football. I love to see, we've even played them with our low-level team, good teams. And you know what, I respect that, because kids are kids, same age. If they're in academies, so what? If they're good at football, so what? I believe our team will develop and learn off good players playing them. It's no good shying away saying, moaning, they're too good, they should not be in here, they should not be in there. It's the jealousy, it's the hate, it's all about, you know, the North Liverpool had it right to a T, and many leagues are doing it now as well, where they find the levels out in the kids. They start off at the league, and when they played so many games, then they balance out the levels. And it proved to me yesterday that how good it was, because we know our team are not high level, the low level, and they've gone and won the Europa Conference League because Connor put the fixtures through and then put the levels through where we should belong in these cup competitions. And he's done a super job, so well done to all the committee on the North Liverpool JFL. And he balanced it out. But we do not mind playing the top teams. That's what grassroots football is all about. Someone has to win the league. And if someone wins the league, everyone will moan and say they're too good, they shouldn't be in that league. Because their team are down there, they want their team to win. We were made up over the moon yesterday because we found our level with the other teams and it balanced out. But we're not going to brag, we're not going to run out the other teams. It's not. It could have gone either way. Any of the teams that we played could have won the Europa Conference League, and lucky enough we were better than those teams on the day, and that's the way it is. If we'd have lost, I'd still be saying the same thing. It doesn't matter, because our kids, believe it or not, are used to losing, and they just get on with things, go in the cafe, have the sausage roll, have the cup of tea, whatever it is, and we all talk to parents and we develop them, and we know the kids will only get better as they grow older. And as the more games that they play and the more training they have, that is development in kids. They learn as they go along. Our kids couldn't kick a ball. There was only one within the team. Couldn't kick a ball at the start. Didn't know left from right. Didn't know where to place the ball. Didn't know where to move into space. But the development and the learning has taught them. And they're starting to move, they're starting to listen, they're starting to... And that's great. That is development in grassroots football, kids football. Now our other team, the under-8s, very, very strong indeed. Very strong indeed. And I've heard it from myself, and I've watched other teams, other parents, and everyone praises them, and then they'll go away and they'll backstab them, saying they're the worst parents in the world. Now I walk on those touchlines and sidelines. They're not. And there's not a complaint, as I've just said. If you say that, then we must have all kinds of fines from Club TXTL. We haven't won. We have not had one. And it looks like, because of this, the under-8's a strong team. My lad has probably had enough of grassroots football, and I did forewarn the County FA when we were on a disciplinary with Quarry Green under-8s. And I said, my lad has just had enough of grassroots football, to one of the officials in the County FA, and don't be surprised if that team will fold or walk away at the end of it because of the animosity and what's happening within grassroots football. And the official basically laughed and said, do you know what, when we have people in here, managers in here, we hear that every time that they're going to walk away. They never do. Well, there you go. I did say, please wait till the end of the season and then judge. So I'll be writing to the official to let them know that they're losing a great team, they're losing great management in the background, and they are losing great parents. Yes, the kids will probably play, but they may split up, play individual teams, but this is what grassroots football is all about. People want them to split up. People would love them to take players and put in their own team because they want the glory. They want good players. You have to develop them. I've got a team there that's been developed, grown up together, and just won a Europa Conference League title in their first season. Development, it's called. It's about learning. It's about going on. We want to. We want to win games. Everyone wants to win games. It's the passion in Liverpool. I know there's a lot of passion in grassroots football, and there's a lot of respect towards our referees as well. We need to promote that. We need to do that. But when my lad put on a poll there yesterday about hatred and jealousy in grassroots football, I think it was a 90% for that on his poll. 90% agreeing with what he had actually put on there. Now I think we should take a back seat and look at ourselves in grassroots football. Look at our teams and look at what we're after. Do you want glory? Do you want titles? Are you hating other teams? Are you running down other teams? It's all about the kids' development, kids having fun. And if a team is better, wow, great. That's the way it is, because I want to see these kids, every kid, you've got good players, I want to see those kids go and make it into the big time, because it's very few and far between that those kids are going to be justified to make professional footballers. We all know how many get released, we all know how many get taken onto academies. Doesn't mean they're going to make it, and 99.9% sure not many do either. So I think not everyone knows where I'm coming from. I think managers, coaches should all start talking to their parents and stop running other teams down. We don't like them, they're one of those, they kick us off the park. We've all been there, we've all done it, and we've all seen it, and we've all heard it. And I hear it now, especially that I was involved in 2 years in grassroots football. Now I have mentioned on the show that it's a little bit touch and go whether we fold this club or not, but I've seen enough in grassroots football to tell me that, yeah, it's a development game. My lad has hit it on the nail, jealousy and hatred within grassroots football. What you see on the sidelines, what you hear from coaches, what you see on the field of play, you know, even towards referees, and basically, well, a lot of coaches, there's some great coaches out there as well, by the way, who don't run any teams down, love the football there week in, week out, seeing other teams, praising other teams, and that's all I want to do. I praise teams, I watch teams, and if I think they're good, I'm right at them going, wow, our lads could come and watch them and learn something off them. That's the way I want it, and that's the way it should be when you play them, or if you don't play them, but you shouldn't have an opinion about a team or other parents or kids. You really shouldn't, unless you're praising them and you're showing good passion, because I like to praise all kids who can play football. I really, really do. You won't see me on a pitch running them down. You won't see me running teams down, having a go at them, because they're better than us. We respect the referees, we respect the other teams, we respect all the parents, and we try to make a difference on and off the field of play. Now if a kid, as a 6-7-year-old kid, goes in and makes a tackle, like our kids were getting kicked, and it doesn't mean that that was on purpose. They were upset, there was a couple of them really injured, but it doesn't, the kids aren't out to hurt them. It happens, and I don't want animosity where parents are going, your kid did that on purpose, and then it starts steamrolling. We all know the way grassroots football works, and then suddenly there's a bad name going round about who's kicking who and who's not doing this, and we kick them off the park, and we hear that from coaches, from parents, and I think that needs to stop. I think a lot of people need to take a deep breath, take a back seat, and let the kids go out there and develop it, and stop running good teams down. Honestly, don't run good teams down. I made an experiment, and I showed we had a good team, a really, really strong team, and we had a team that we'd just taken, put them all together and developed them. Now this team, honestly, it basically hated because they were winning all these cups and they were doing rather well. People started giving them a bad name for nothing, just because they're a strong team. Our other team were losing week in, week out. We were developing them, and the teams that were beating them, we were loved. The cracking little gang, they're fantastic, well done, we could play them every week, because they're beating them. Now when it comes to level, it's a different ball game. It really, really is. And I think we should take the hatred and the jealousy out of grassroots football, and then the kids will develop a little bit better, I assure you. They'll learn more. So we need to get these coaches, these managers, to stop running teams down, and the parents, stop running them down, stop giving them a bad name just because they're winners. It doesn't make any sense, it really, really doesn't. You know, Liverpool are hated, and I suppose it stems from there. So, they're hated for some reason from all over the country, what it is, their football is. Teams lift their game to play them. Teams will lift their game. And if you go out and you can see it as well, likes of Man City, teams sort of drop. Likes of Arsenal, when they're all, teams drop. They don't sort of give that 100% for some reason. And yet, you put Liverpool in there and there's there's pure fight. And, well, you look at the injuries yesterday, I'm not saying they were done on purpose, but teams go at them, something wicked to try and stop them. No one, and I don't expect any team to lie down. I like every team if they give every team who are up there a game and it was all levelled out. But I think a lot of people will know where I'm coming from. It's not just about Liverpool, it's about the likes of Arsenal, Manchester United, maybe the same. They'll lift the game and do exactly the same there. But what you've got to understand in grassroots football, these are kids. Let them develop. Stop giving the kids a bad name who can play football. I think that is wrong. And maybe that's why not many of them make it, because their heads are wrecked. Because people can go out and say, all you'll do is kick it off the park. And they're great footballers. And I'd love to see kids from all levels, great kids playing football, because I want to see them develop. I want to see them make it and know, wow, I saw that child playing, what a player. It was a privilege to watch them play. And when we put a team out and you see them, I can only round of applause to the team, because you know they're better. So all you do is concentrate on your children to try and make them those players that are on there. And we know that we've been playing teams who are more experienced, have been together for longer, and that makes a difference. But they're learning slowly but surely, and that was my experiment, to take on a team who had never kicked a ball, basically, never been in a team, never been in a league, and we've got a team that we were lucky enough to get together. We're all good footballers and all very, very strong, and one academy player was in that team, and all I heard was, well, that team is full of academy players. How wrong they could be. One was in the academy. They all had little trials with academies, but one stayed with the academy, and that one has left now. This is what you hear, this is rumours. We need to put them under the pillow, under the blanket, get rid of them under the carpet, and make grassroots football the place to be, and let's all develop together, whether that team's stronger than yours or not. Stop giving teams a bad name. That's all I can say in grassroots football. Go out there and watch games and enjoy the games and say, this is some cracking team, this. I love to see that. I love to see development. You know, oh, you could say, oh, it's unfair. What we're trying to say is that team is too strong to play them, but the team will develop off them. The team that's being beaten, kids will learn. If you've got a good coach out there going, don't worry about it. Let's get on there. Let's develop ourselves. And look what the North Liverpool done. They put us in a level where we could compete in. And that's great, because I still want to compete with the top level as well, because it makes your children better players. Simple as that. Anyway, loads of respect on and off the field of play. Wherever you've been today, I hope you've shown it towards our referees. We need to keep our referees within the game. We want you to support our referees whenever you go. Forget the referees there. Stop shouting at the referee when they blow a whistle, make a decision. They can only have one chance at that decision. They give it, end of. They're impartial. Remember that. Yes, they get paid. But as far as I'm concerned, if you let the referee get on with the game will flow better. The kids won't argue, the kids won't be there shouting, because if you're starting to argue and showing verbal abuse towards that referee, then it's rubbing off on the kids. The kids are going to do exactly the same as what their role models are. And first and foremost, it's family members they look up to. So if you can calm it down, show loads of respect, and get on with the game, enjoy the game, show loads of passion. No one's taking the passion away from you at grassroots football, but we need our referees within the game. So please look after your referee week in, week out. Whenever you have a game, shake the hand of the referee, because without them, there is no game. we know that. So loads of respect. 6th of April, please get involved in it. Tell your team, tell your managers, tell your coaches, committee members, everyone. Our Premier League referees are wearing these t-shirts for Grassroots referees on the 6th of April, and that includes the Bristol Motors EFL Trophy Final as well. The officials, what a community we are. Don't cross the line. Bringing people together since 2003. Can you get involved? Can you do something special on the day for your referee? Can you make them own award? Get the kids involved. And if you can get in touch with myself, Mal at don'ttexttheline.com, we might put a special award up, what you can do towards that referee, and especially take photographs with the team and the referee before kick-off, shaking the hand of that referee. Respect, 6th of April, put it in your diaries. Thanks very much for tuning in this weekend, and especially today, and for listening to me. If you've got any comments, keep them nice and clean. Mal at don'ttexttheline.com, and maybe one day you can come in on the show and have a little chat to us and get your feelings across about what you think of grassroots football. Thanks for listening to me. We'll be back again on Friday evening with our young commentators. From myself, Mal Lane, and all the team here at the Grassroots Show, Don't Cross the Line, Respect Programme, No Ref No Game, and our Heart of Gold initiatives. Have a great week. Enjoy work. Good night, God bless.